Welcome back, folks. The final installment in our Elimination Chamber review series right here on WrestleRant. I am the always amped Graham GSM Matthews, back with my full review, in-depth analysis of Elimination Chamber 2015 as seen only on the WWE Network. This was not available via pay-per-view last year. It was brought back for one night only. I have no idea if Elimination Chamber is coming back in 2016. If this event was any indication, maybe it shouldn't. It had some great matches, don't get me wrong, but the Elimination Chamber matches themselves were nothing of note. And if anything, they were among the worst in recent memory, if not ever. But anyway, let's kick off the show here with an Elimination Chamber tag team title match between the defending champions, The New Day, The Ascension, the Primetime Players, the Los Matadores, Tyson Kidd and Cesaro, and the Lucha Dragons. That's a mouthful. The match itself, the first time around, I liked it. Then in retrospect, I didn't like it. Watching it back, it was better than I thought it was. Better than I remember it as. But it still doesn't make it the match that it could have been. The Lucha Dragons were eliminated early on, a lot earlier than they should have been, considering the potential they had to have the performance of the night inside the chamber. They were kind of taken out pretty early on. The Ascension eliminated both the Dragons and the Matadors, so they ran rampant before they got taken out by Tyson Kidd and Cesaro. Players took out Tyson Kidd and Cesaro, so it came down to the Players and New Day. The New Day had 3 members in the pod, which was interesting, and El Torito was in there too. A lot of mishaps. A lot more mishaps in the other chamber match than this one, but, kind of letting this one slide. It wasn't a bad match. Just probably not what it could have been. If anything, it was different. It was something new. It was interesting. It wasn't your same old Elimination Chamber match for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. This was the one Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. Actually, that's a lie. We had that in 2013. But one of the few Elimination Chamber pay-per-views that did not have the WWE title defended inside the chamber. But still, not, again, a slightly underwhelming, not a great match just because there were just so many people involved. It was a massive clusterfuck. When you have, let's see here, 6 teams, 2 people per team, 12 people added in Xavier Woods and El Torito. That's 14 people in total. So you had 14 people inside this one small chamber when there's usually only 6. So just keep that in mind while watching this match. Not a bad match. It was better in some spots more than others, but still kind of an underwhelming match considering what it could have been. After that, a triple threat match for the Divas Championship. Nikki Bella defending against both Paige and Naomi. Fine match. It felt like they rushed a little bit. All the spots were a little bit sloppier than the previous match between Nikki Bella and Naomi on pay-per-view. So, again, a disappointing match, and the never-ending saga from what it felt like at that time between Nikki Bella and Paige continued. Paige had just come back, wanted vengeance on Naomi. To me, this felt like the night that Naomi was going to win the Divas Championship. This is when they should have put the championship on her, but because they wanted to keep the belt on Nikki Bella and have her break the record, that didn't come to fruition, unfortunately. The match was not good, though. I mean, we had far better Divas Championship matches down the line with Charlotte, in the final few months of the year, but this one was really nothing of note, and I think the triple threat match on the Beast in the East special with Paige and Tamina instead of Naomi, for whatever reason, was just a lot better than this one. I don't know why, but I don't know. It was just very sloppy, and they were only given 6 minutes, so it's not really that surprising. Kevin Owens versus John Cena up next. A champion versus champion match. Kevin Owens in his first official WWE match. Of course, he wrestled on NXT, but his first match, a part of the main roster. The NXT champion taking on the United States champion. Anticipation was at an all-time high for this matchup, and it certainly delivered, if not exceeded expectations from all fans. This match was phenomenal, up until Bayley and Sasha Banks from TakeOver in Brooklyn in August, which I was there for, of course. This was my favorite match in all of 2015, in addition to the triple threat. But I would say this match was... Oh, my phone went off. My apologies. I don't ever want a beer that's listening to this. But anyway, this match was my favorite match on the main roster of all of 2015, with the exception of the triple threat from the Rumble with Rollins, Cena, and Lesnar. This match was fucking phenomenal. Owens and Cena, in the matter of 2 weeks, from when Owens got promoted to the main roster, made this feud feel special, and that's why it was so great. The back and forth, and both guys kind of pulling everything out of their arsenal. And I mean, some people would say the Money in the Bank match was better, and I could see why. I enjoyed this match the most, maybe just partly because Owens with the surprise victory, the surprise upset, beating Cena clean 1-2-3 in the middle of the ring in his first official WWE match. Place goes nuts. And the crowd on this show was not great, by the way, just because it was originally supposed to be a house show. It was supposed to be a house show originally. So, of course, at a house show, at a live event, you're supposed to get more kids and adults and shit. So, a lot of families at the show as opposed to, like, the hardcore fans you usually get at the pay-per-view. So, that's kind of explains why, for most of the show, the crowd's pretty much dead. But this match was amazing. Not much more I could say about it than that. Owens picks up the clean victory, picks up the mic afterwards, shoves it in everyone's face that he has arrived. It's the Kevin Owens show, and Kevin Owens just beat John Cena, the franchise player, in his first official WWE match. Just amazing stuff. That should have been the main event right there. We had a great match between Rollins and Ambrose in the main event, which I'll get to momentarily, but that match should have been the main event. Just amazing stuff. After that, we had Neville versus Bo Dallas. A fine for what it was, a little matchup, but they had it perfectly slotted right after the very red-hot Owens and Cena match. They weren't, electric for this contest, nor should they have been. It was just, like I said, a fine filler match for what it was. Killed time, kind of more so a Neville showcase than anything else. I was really hoping they would do more with Bo Dallas and having him, slotting him in this feud with Neville. Of course, it was short-lived. I was hoping that would be more of a promotion for him. He's a great talent, not that he's world championship worthy or anything, but Dallas, I always got a kick out of him. It was a shame that his push kind of got cut short after this pay-per-view. But anyway, considering their history from NXT TakeOver, the original actual NXT arrival from February of 2014, they acknowledged their past in this matchup. That was pretty cool, so fine for what it was match, like I said. After that, our second Elimination Chamber match of the night between Ryback, R-Truth, King Barrett, Dolph Ziggler, Mark Henry, and Sheamus for the vacant Intercontinental Championship. This match is probably my least favorite / worst Elimination Chamber match ever. I dare anyone to find me a worse chamber match than this. And we've had some bad ones. The one from 03 I didn't like. The one from 03 SummerSlam I thought was shit. The ones over the years from No Way Out in this very pay-per-view were at the very least good or passable. This just felt like it fucking sucked. Everything went wrong, from Sheamus' pod not opening, whether it was intentional or not, I have no idea. Henry got out early. King Barrett essentially got buried by getting taken out by R-Truth of all people. Why the fuck he was in this matchup, I have zero idea. Just a lot of botched spots. Crowd didn't care. They booed a lot of spots during the match. These 6 guys did not work well together. It was just very disappointing, very disappointing. For a match I had high hopes for, considering, again, like I said with the tag team on it, was something new. We've never seen the IC title defended inside the chamber before. It was very, very disappointing. Just not a good match at all. I was happy to see Ryback win the championship, get his just due and win the Intercontinental Championship, and get, applauded afterwards by the former champion and real-life best friend, or a very good friend of Ryback's, Daniel Bryan. That was a really cool moment. The match itself, though, sucked. Like I said, I dare anyone to find me a worse chamber match in WWE history. Maybe I'm forgetting one, but other than the chamber match from 03, which I think was even better than this match just fucking sucked. I'm sorry. But at least the main event made up for it. For the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, Dean Ambrose contending for the gold against Seth Rollins in a great match, as only one would expect from these two. Great history, great chemistry, great everything about these matches between Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins over the course of 2014 and 2015. The stipulation here was that if Roman Reigns interfered, Ambrose would have gotten DQ'd. He did not interfere here. He might have come out afterwards to save Ambrose from the Authority. Other than that, he did not get involved here. But still a very, very good match. Like I said before, as great of a match as one would expect from Ambrose and Rollins. And then right after that, we had Ambrose winning the championship in controversial fashion after the referee got knocked down. Another referee comes in, a long dirty deeds, a long cover, but the referee makes a 3 count. Place goes nuts, new champion. But then another referee comes in and says Ambrose, he wins via DQ because the referee got knocked out by Rollins intentionally. A very convoluted finish, but a Dusty finish, and it was fitting. I mean, they didn't do it after Dusty died. They did it right before he passed away, which was interesting. But still, I like the finish because they had to keep the championship on Rollins. It didn't make Ambrose look weak. They built to a rematch at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view and a ladder match of the championship. So great stuff all around. These two just have fantastic chemistry. And, like I've said before, a lot like Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, or, even, what's the feud I'm thinking of? Triple H and Shawn Michaels. These guys can have many matches against one another, and they just never get old because it's a feud that you can always go back to. And I wouldn't be shocked if they go back to it down the line. So it was really cool to see them clash, in the final few months of 2014, for the better part of 4 to 6 months in 2014, to go to feuding over the WWE World Heavyweight Championship less than a year later. So great stuff, really good match. I mean, some people were probably disappointed with the finish, but it also gave us that great gif of Rollins going crazy at ringside and looks like his eyes are popping out of his sockets. That was pretty great. But yeah, I enjoyed the match. Really, really good match. And Kevin Owens and Cena, along with the main event, made this show worth watching. Again, I don't know if I would watch the whole show in its entirety. Neville and Dallas, fine for what it was, not must-see by any means. The Divas Championship match was not good. The 2 chamber matches were either disappointing or underwhelming or just fucking sucked. So again, I wouldn't watch the whole 3-hour show. I just would watch, if anything, Kevin Owens and Cena and Ambrose and Rollins, or just for one match, Owens and Cena. My personal opinion, the best of 3 series between these two. This one wins the award for best match of the series between Owens and Cena. And the whole show was very hit or miss. Like I said, those two matches made it worth watching, so it wasn't a complete throwaway show. But the undercard was, very disappointing. And at least the chamber matches were. So that is Elimination Chamber 2015. Check it out on the WWE Network. I wouldn't be shocked if that was the final installment of Chamber history before they bring it back down the line. They just brought this back out of the blue. They had 2 weeks to build the show. I was excited for it, if only for the chamber matches and Owens and Cena deliver, not the chamber matches, but this might be the final installment we see of the Elimination Chamber event for quite some time. But anyway, guys, moving forward, so this is going up on Wednesday. On Saturday, I'll have my full review, and for the next couple of WrestleRant videos, I'll have my full reviews of the post-WrestleMania Raws from 2012, 2013, 2014, and 2015, all available on the WWE Network. That's why I review this stuff, because you are able to watch it on the network. It's not like on some DVD, you can't watch it anywhere else, on Daily Motion or something. All the stuff I review here in WrestleRant is available on the network, so that's why I'm reviewing these shows. I mean, I'm sure there's other post-WrestleMania Raws from the late 90s, but my real interest is in revisiting those shows as the road to WrestleMania marches on. So that means this coming Saturday, my full review of the post-WrestleMania Raw from 2012 when Brock Lesnar came back, Daniel Bryan's yes chants were super over, The Rock announcing they wanted to go after the WWE Championship. A great show, probably one of my favorite from 2012, so I look forward to reviewing that on Saturday. But in the meantime and in between time, you guys can check me out on Twitter at WrestleRant, on Facebook at facebook.com/Graham.Jason.Matthews. Also on YouTube right here by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. All support is greatly appreciated. Like I said, stay tuned until Saturday. My full review of Raw, April 2nd, 2012. Until then, guys, have a great rest of your week. I'm Graham Jason Matthews, and I'll catch you folks down the road.